Okay, so we used the calculator to find that it was 1.02 approximately. So 1.02, that's seconds. Okay, the x is being measured in seconds, right? Or does it say that? Well, t is actually, they're using t for time in seconds. Okay, and then if we want to take that number and we want to find the height, anytime we have an x and we want to find y, what are we going to need to do to find y? We're going to plug, this is going back to what we did before, we're going to plug that, if we have an x value, we plug the x value in and we get y. So to make sure it's really accurate, 1.02 negative 4.9 times 1.02 squared, so that's right here, 1.02, plus 10 times 1.02 plus 50. Okay, and this is going to give us, I don't know why I put the 50 in parentheses. Now, I just want to show you a way you can do this very accurately using your calculator. So I go negative 4.9 times, and I go second ANS. If your calculator has an answer key, it will take the whole decimal. You'll notice, and there's squared plus 10 times second ANS. If you put in the 1.02, you're going to get a slightly different answer than me, 55, okay? So the vertex is 1.02, 55 point, let's just call it 1. You might get a slightly different decimal answer if you use the 1.02, because I used the whole decimal, not rounded. When I use that ANS key, I don't round, right? So your height then is, and we could answer that question in a sentence. The max height is 55.1 meters. It's measured in meters, height in meters, at 1.02 seconds. Because it asks when does it reach it. How long does it take for the rock to hit the water? So, well, I said ground, but I guess we're throwing it off of a cliff, into the ocean. Okay, so down here is the ocean at y equals 0. So they're asking us, when does it hit the ground? They're asking us for the x-intercept or the y-intercept. X-intercept. How do we find the x-intercept? Or we set h of t equal to 0. Same thing, h of t equals 0. We're setting this equal to 0. 0 equals negative 4.9 t squared plus 10t plus 50. And I wouldn't really want to factor with a negative 4.9, would you? No. So what would you probably want to use to solve for t? Quadratic formula. Dun, dun, dun. So we have a equals negative 4.9, b equals 10, c equals 50, and you're going to use the quadratic formula to solve. Now what I want you to realize is the parabola comes over here, okay? So there's actually going to be two x-intercepts, but one of them is going to be positive and one of them is going to be negative. Why would we exclude the negative value? It's because, can your rock hit the ocean at a negative time? So we will exclude the negative here, okay? And the reason why we do that, so once we go x equals negative 10 plus or minus the square root 100 minus 4 times a times c all over to negative 4.9. Okay, so once you get those two answers, you're going to want to round, and you're going to see that one of them will be negative, one of them will be positive. And we can also look at that on Desmos. Yes, yes? No, we're excluding whatever answer. We're going to get two x values. We're going to get an x value that's negative, and we're going to get an x value that's positive. But it can't, like if you said in a sentence, the rock hit the ocean -2 seconds after it was thrown. Does that make any sense? No. So it's going to be the positive value that we want once we plug this all in. So we're going to have to end, but go ahead and plug this in, and do the math to get your two answers, and look on Desmos, and you can see those same answers in decimal form. You're going to want to get the decimal equivalent to find out what that time is. So we can finish that up next time.